Exactly.
I'm wondering if we need to cultivate or start a mafia-like mentality. I mean, because we have too many traitors. We have too many. I'm not. I don't want to get into name calling, but when it comes to mixed or biracial people, they tend to like to be conveniently black, especially when it comes to the media. They're conveniently black when it's time to do black things, and then it's pretty much like the Halle Berry syndrome. I'm going to be black real quick. Oh, wait a minute, I'm not black. I'm biracial. Hey, I can look like a white person. But when it comes time to I need some money. Hey, I can dance like a black person. But wait, hey, I'm white. I'm educated. All that type of stuff. So I'm wondering, do we need to, the last remaining few of us that actually know what's going on, do we need to start a mafia-like mentality, something that we don't need to broadcast it everywhere at first, just underground, start up our own stuff, and because that's pretty much how the mafia was in the beginning anyway. I'm just thinking we need to do something like that because having a famous figure, from what I've seen, has not worked. We've had plenty of famous and well-known black people get up in front of the world and say, black people, this is what you need to do. And even the speaker, Cumbone, yesterday, got on CNN and told black people, this is what you need to do. And you see how effective that was. You had black people siding along with white people, which is crazy because they took it to the white people always take stuff to the extreme without, gathering the facts. When he said we need to exterminate white people, yes, that might have sounded extreme, but if you look at it in the historical context of what group of people has tried to, to keep it simple, conquer everything on the planet and put their stamp and their name and their culture on every single thing on the planet. What group of people has, damaged the ozone layer, put holes in the earth that are going to take thousands of years to heal, oil seeping into? What group of people have done this? So when he said that, to them, and I guess that just goes back to the insanity. I think you guys had a caller on here who actually said something like that, the insanity of Europeans that black people have adopted, I guess, due to slavery and colonialism.
Well, you have a point there when you were saying about what we might need to do with certain people. One of the things that I've done is I have not renewed my subscription to Essence. I had a subscription with them, and it expired over a year ago. I don't buy the magazine. I would even pick up an old copy if I go to one of these black establishments and they have it laying around. I would not pick it up, and I would not even look at it because that is my way of doing it. And one of the things that we can do, as you said, with our money is not support these people. I don't buy any albums. I don't go to the movies. I don't participate in any of these things. I don't go to any of these comedy shows. I do not support any of the entertainment industry, whether it be football, basketball. I don't watch it. I don't look at it. I watch the news, and I get my information from there. But I do not support any of them because I look at it, as you said, with these people, they have what you call like the O.J. Simpson syndrome. They don't need black people until they get into trouble. When they get into trouble, all of a sudden they're black. These people are going after me, throw up the racial flag. Oh, it's all because I'm black and I'm this, and we fall for the bait and switch, and we run out to their rescue. We pull them back into our folds and say, oh, they're going after him. It's all racially motivated, blah, blah, blah. But in the meantime, when they don't need us, they're running around dating white men, white women, doing whatever they want to do. Only when they get into trouble, then all of a sudden they need the black community support because we were always there as the old standby to take them in and to protect them.
And don't forget that the real... I'm sorry.
The term colonialism was thrown out, and there was another one. It's white supremacy. Been here 2 years, and we have quite a few folks who have heard more than 25 programs. It's not colonialism. It's not exploitation. It's the system of white supremacy. Thank you.
Agreed.
I think in the
you got to
context.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think in the context of the references of, I find that the conversation goes back to concentrating on black people, on the victims. I think, and however you choose to describe them, mixed, biracial, black, I think that the focus should be on white supremacy and white people and what they're doing. Like, this is very constructive. However, we work, if every almost 250,000 listeners, what if they were to start within their own families, within their own communities, operating in code and sharing the code and trying to operate with each other to replace white supremacy with justice? That effect in itself may produce that one solution that we need. But I think part of the self-hatred that's been manifesting in black people, and we've been conditioned to possess, I believe that is what allows for us to continuously be distracted from the main issue, which is white people.
Right.
Because we all are victims.
Right.
And we for some reason, and it's due to our retardation, I'll just say that we want to victimize each other. It's almost taking turns playing the role of the white supremacist on each other.
True.
Woo! It's always scary to victimize each other. As Dr. Cambone said yesterday, look at what happened between Marcus Garvey and with A. Philip Randolph and with W.E.B. Du Bois. It was easy for them to go after the victim when he pointed out what happened, what they need to do. It was easy for them to dump on him another fellow victim rather than go after the white supremacists and attack them, which is something that we are all guilty of. I know I'm guilty of it myself. But like Dr. Cambone said, he said the people who are damaged, and I can see that from the people that I deal with, people who are over a certain age group, you know you can't do anything for them because as much as you talk and talk and talk to them, I know I could speak for people like my mother-in-law and my brother-in-law, because no matter what you say, they're always, well, we're going to pray about it. I said, look, I don't have to pray about nothing. I don't believe in prayer, because if we were going to pray about it, we have been here for over 500 years. If we would have been out of it by now, so please do not mention anything about any religion and prayer. But those people, as you said, they're gone. Count them as a loss, a casualty. You can't do anything about them. The younger generation, like Justice on up, those are the ones that you have to focus on, because they're going to be the ones to get us out of this situation. People like myself and my age group, they're damaged.
One of the things, too, I wanted to mention about, I found it very, very interesting at the beginning of the broadcast when Gus mentioned that there were some individuals who had, contacted Dr. Cambone about potentials of people being agents and propaganda. And one of the interesting things I find is that a lot of people, it's quote Black History Month, they quote about Garvey. And lately I had been reading the philosophies and opinions of Marcus Garvey. And what I found interesting is we've been falling for the same tricks. He talked about what ended up happening that jeopardized his mission was that propaganda that the white supremacists put out to black people to try to get in their heads and confuse them about what Marcus Garvey's plan was. And I feel like even in the context of what we're doing and trying to be constructive, that same thing, some people are falling for this same propaganda to deconstruct or more confuse the victims from figuring out how to eliminate white supremacy and replace it with justice. And that I wanted to mention because sometimes we associate information with just being able to recall a name or a birthday, but really understand the philosophy and the things that happen and how they happen and what role white supremacy played in the 1920s. They're playing the same games they were playing then. And I don't ever hear people relate that to what's happening now. And they've refined it even more. So I say that to say in the back of our minds, let's keep focused that anything that we're doing constructive is going to be faced with some adversaries, with people trying to exert propaganda, because they know that we're confused about what's in our own best interest. So let that not be a lesson be learned for us to know that if you know and you follow your heart and your mind and you know that this is replacing white supremacy with justice, then be not discouraged.